Hi, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name is Steve Faulkner and this is the review for the Vorst and Bosch close-up pads. Before we do that, can you like and subscribe? Check out cardmagiccourse.com, my online course, ever-growing online course. We have live sessions every week that are then uploaded to the course and loads of new videos regularly. So check that out because that's what runs the whole thing. And you are learning from a professional, of course, not just someone who sits in their room playing with cards. Nothing wrong with that because that's what I do most of the time. But you know what I mean. So I did an unboxing of these. And I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail about the differences between the inlays that I got with the Vorst and Bosch pads. So Sven Bosch is, let me just get that right. Yes, I always worry it's going to be Sven Vorst. Sven Bosch started this. His father John was an upholsterer for 30 years and he wanted to blend his passion for his job that he did and his magic, of course, which is now his job with the premium magic shop that is the Bricks and Mortar shop, which I'd love to visit in the Netherlands, and to create these amazing close-up pads. And they are amazing. It's not a review telling you whether they're good or not because we know they're good. They're the best, arguably. You know, I haven't played with every close-up pad, but they are the kind of Rolls Royce of close-up pads. So I'm going to give you a kind of a wide shot and the differences I found between each one, but this is what I got, and I'll show you and I know I did this in the unboxing, but I'll just, again, we'll run through it. So this is the deluxe close-up pad. This comes with the Vorst and Bosch metal sort of plate on the back, the logo. This is a solid, hard, real leather, black leather covering to this, and this is good for, well, it's great for practice, but it's also good if you're going to turn up to a venue and you just want to put it somewhere you know it's going to be sturdy. I recently performed and I didn't use this because it was somewhere where there's going to be loads of drinks and stuff. So I'm not, you know, this is beautiful, this inlay pad, and the point is that you sort of chop and change the inlays. Sorry, I said the inlay pad, the close-up pad. So this is the deluxe one. I did also get a normal one, a regular one, and this is the regular one. Bear with me here. So the regular one is a kind of wooden, I believe, leather covered, thinner piece of work, and it's a lot lighter. Now this is what I'm going to be using for performing most of the time. Yes, if I've got like a really posh do somewhere, I might take the other one, but to be honest, this is what I used the other day and this is what I'm going to be used. And incidentally, I did use the red woolen inlay. So I got the woolen one, the Larimar one, which is, I'll go into these in a minute, and the Velvet Plus one. This is what I got, but I just wanted to show you the inlays, a normal inlay. They do, they've got Velcro, it's decent Velcro, you know it's not gonna shift around anywhere. And we'll run through the individual inlays now. Because if you're anything like me, I get really overwhelmed with choice. And it was so funny, when Sven was saying to me, what one do you want? And he was sending me photos of the different ones. I just said to him, please can you choose it? And I'm the sort of person that will go to a restaurant and kind of go, ask the waiter what I want. I'm not really, so for some people that's going to be really overwhelming, which is why this bit's important. If I'd have known what I know now, I would have found that choice a lot easier because I've actually played with them. So I hope this helps. This is the microfiber. So the main ones really, you've got microfiber, velvet plus, and the wool ones, which are the new ones, which you can only get in a couple of colours. This microfiber one, they say, is best for mostly cards and not really great for coins. Now, don't let that put you off because that might make you think, oh, it's useless for coins and I'm not going to be able to use coins. It's totally fine for coins. I do coins on it. The only problem is they're going to kind of bounce a bit, but you can spin a coin on it. They're kind of rougher. So the texture, I mean, I do like the texture. It's very lovely, but it hasn't got that lovely smoothness you get with velvet and some of the pads that you've seen. But it does look lovely, and they say that if you're going to get your logo engraved, it will really pop on this. All right, you can see it's really, really clear. So if that's important to you, you might want to look at this. For some reason, this is, well, for a couple of reasons, this is my favourite pad, my favourite inlay. Just because it's kind of harder work, and I think that's a good thing for me. You know, if you get a pad that's too easy, it's too soft, it means that whenever you're out and about and you borrow someone's pad or you say, oh, I'm going to shuffle, and you're on a slightly harder surface, and it's very tough on a proper hard surface, but maybe a pad that is thinner, sometimes if you're used to a really easy soft one, it can be a real struggle. So I always think it's good to learn sort of table shuffles on something that's going to be a bit more hard work. And this for me is perfect for that. You have to work, you have to get your thumbs under there. It doesn't do all the work for you. And I really, really like that. This is also fire retardant and waterproof. You can literally pour water on this. I wouldn't recommend it. Well, don't know why not, because it's waterproof. But importantly, when you're out and you're gigging and you're taking this away and there are people sort of having a drink around you and there may be a bit of spillage, it does give you peace of mind. And of course the fire retardant thing's great. You'd hope it wouldn't be in a fire, but just in case, it's going to do all right. It's going to slow that down and it isn't going to be completely flammable. Obviously the stitching on all of these, everything else is really good. But that's the microfiber, and this one's called Laramia, and it's a kind of light blue colour. As you can see, I don't know why I said that, because you can see it. Larimar, not Laramia, Larimar. So this is the Velvet Plus, and this is also fire retardant and I wouldn't say waterproof, but water resistant. That's kind of what I meant before. So this is obviously it's softer. I wouldn't want to chuck water all over this, but apparently it does still roll off of it. This is for me the nicest feeling one. This is really lovely. It's got that kind of, obviously it's Velvet Plus. The engraving looks really good on it, but it doesn't quite pop as much as before. But you can sort of almost feel it on there. This is my favourite one for feel. This is with the coins. They say this is good for coins and cards. You can kind of throw the coins on there and they'll stop. With the other one, they might roll a bit or bounce a little bit. And this has just got that lovely feel that you can just sit there for hours. It's a lovely thing to use. Looks really beautiful, looks really classy. I would be slightly iffy about dragging it around with me. I don't know why, it just feels a little bit more delicate, but that's probably just me. But I just love it. And this is the one I think, the Velvet Plus one is the one that I think would give you the most kind of, if you're really into that aesthetic and that feel thing and you're kinesthetic like me, this is the one I kind of probably enjoy the most, even though I prefer the other one because of the practical qualities. This one's a real beauty and the colours just look really deep and dense on it. And this is the wool. Now, this is interesting because when I first saw this and got this was my least favourite. I think because it hasn't got the practical thing of the kind of learning how to shuffle on the harder surface, the rougher surface, which is kind of nice in one way. I haven't got the real lovely feel of the other one, but I've really, after using it a lot, I'm really enjoying this. I don't know why. I think it looks unusual. I did take this to a gig. It is not flame or water resistant, so it hasn't got those qualities. So if that's important to you, I go with one of the others. But there's something really unusual. It kind of, when I looked on the table where I was working and gigging, and I'm gutted I didn't get any footage. Apparently there is some, but it hasn't got to me yet. It did look really nice and unusual, and it drew the eye, as they all do. But I love it, and I did the cups and balls on this. It felt a bit less rolly than the other one. Obviously with the rough one, the balls will roll a lot, and it just, I really liked it. And I think this is actually becoming I like the red, I like the deep colour, and this is probably the one I'm going to take out with me the most. It feels a bit more hardy. Whether it is or not is a different thing, because I haven't used it for years or anything. It does kind of hold dirt a little bit easier, so I mean it's not a problem. It doesn't stick in there, but you have to give it a roll every now and then. And when you do get it, it does molt a little bit. I noticed when I put it on my white table, I had to kind of wipe the table a couple of times. It wasn't everywhere, but just be aware of that. Again, it's never going to be a problem. Again, beautifully made, beautifully stitched, looks really good. The engraving looks really different on this. It's kind of, it feels a bit less. The engraving feels, probably my least favourite is on this. It looks okay, but it is on wool, so what do you expect? But just lovely, and they're all equally as nice. They've just got different qualities to them. So we'll just summarise. For me, and this is me, and it's only one person's opinion. If it's purely how they look and feel, I'm going with the Velvet Plus. If it's for kind of unusualness and that deep colour and that feels like something a bit special, I'll go for the wool. But that's probably a little bit more niche, and for the kind of practicality and the kind of, if you're just doing cards and not loads of coins and you like to work a bit and learn, for learning and practice, I think the Microfiber, the Larimar. So there it is, all lovely. I don't think if you get any of them, you're going to be disappointed. that there is no negative with this. I think the only thing is transportation. I do think with these, you know, this isn't an alternative. I still love my little roll-up close-up mat. I love, you know, just getting out of the bag. I chuck it in the bag, roll it up, get out, and when I'm with friends and we get the cards out, we just have a little practice. And if it's good enough for Armando Lucero, I remember working with Armando. He was doing he'd have his roll-up mat and he'd take it out, and it was an old knackered mat, and it was, you know, it's fine, and then he'd do his coins on it, and nobody was going, well, the mat's a bit old, it's not one of those posh ones, you know what I mean? So I think this is for sort of home and performing, and you still want your sort of roll up knackered one to walk around with, I think. But there are the three main, and you can get a velvet that isn't Velvet Plus as well, but they're for me the three main inlays you can get. So there it is. There's clearly a lot more to say, so please do ask questions, and I'll happily do another video just to answer a few general questions. As I said, the build quality, everything about it is really nicely done. The stitching, you know you're going to get that with these. That's kind of why they have the reputation they do. Oh, I did forget to mention, if you want to buy one of these, and this is it's not an affiliate link or anything, there's no affiliation, but if you click the link below, go through to Vorst And Bosch and use the Steve Faulkner discount code. That's one word, Steve Faulkner. Now on the bit of paper it has an uppercase S and an uppercase F. That might just be the way they printed it on the paper, so try both. If it doesn't work with that, just do all lowercase. Have a play with it. I'm sure you'll work it out. Thank you for that, and thank you to Vorst And Bosch for sending me this. They didn't have to, so it's always very much appreciated. And have a great one. Please like, subscribe, please share, stay safe, have fun, be kind to each other. Bye.